Fire survivors say they've been told they're ineligible for a county relief grant program because their homes didn't actually burn down.
Yeah, and even though that's all that's left is the ash and the rubble. On your sites, Christine Lazar is looking into this and joins us now with what's going on. Christine, what did you find out?
Well, what struck me with this is one of the people who contacted me, I actually interviewed her when her apartment was still standing over a year ago. And then I went back and saw what it looked like after the fires. Right. Again, different stories, but just same person. And when she sent me the denial that said your place didn't burn down, I'm like, wait a minute. I've been there.
Yeah, it was here and now it's not.
Yes. So the LA County Household Relief Grant awards fire victims with up to $18,000. It's for things that are not covered by insurance and other assistance. So this program has been critical for those who are uninsured or underinsured. But two women say they have been denied by the programs because the county claims that their homes are still standing. And I can tell you they are not.
So this is my lovely, beautiful place where I called home for many years. Myself and my little dog, Lola.
Lydia Medell adored her little one-bedroom cottage in Altadena.
And I have a little front yard, which is really kind of nice. There's my little car, so it looks like I have a little house. Okay. Bye.
This was cell phone video she took of her place when she moved in to show her family and friends.
This was my sanctuary, and I'm heartbroken over the fact that I'm no longer here.
Medell's rental burned down in the Eaton Fire.
I loved my apartment. Anybody that knows me knows how much I loved Altadena.
At 63, Medell thought she would live out the rest of her life here. Instead, she's bunking at a friend's house. She didn't have rental insurance, so she immediately started looking for outside help.
And when I came across the LA County Household Grant, I applied right away. And I was denied.
In this email response, Medell was told her application was denied because her apartment was not destroyed and or is not uninhabitable.
And I was told to go back to my apartment and live in it.
And this is your apartment?
And this is my apartment. I just felt like I got punched in the stomach all over again, where I actually have to prove to my own county that my apartment is completely destroyed.
Is that my chair? One of my chairs right there?
Altadena renter Kate Alexandria's grant application was also denied.
Saying that my application was not accepted because my residence was not destroyed or made uninhabitable by the Eaton Fire. Obviously, as you can see, my residence is a pile of rubble.
Alexandria also did not have rental insurance.
I need this money, and I also deserve this money. Like, this is what this money is for.
When I reached out to the LA County Department of Consumer and Business Affairs, which controls the Fire Relief Grant program, I was told that any applicant found to be ineligible could request an appeal, and that both women have pending appeals. But that was more than a month ago, so I also contacted Supervisor Catherine Barger's office.
We are allocating grants, and I'm not happy with the pace at which that money is being allocated. But at the same time, when I talk to DCBA, who is allocating the money, they tell me that about 3 out of 10 are deemed eligible, and then there's fraud.
But in these two cases where there is clearly no fraud, Barger says the women shouldn't have to wait this long for relief.
And my office briefed me that one was told to resubmit all the documents, even though they submitted them once before. That's unacceptable. And, you know, my frustration continues to be that we need to, in this county, think as though we are those survivors. What would we want people to do for us?
LA County could really, literally change my life right now. And instead, they're making it a lot harder.
This was my walkway.
Both Alexandria and Medell say they're running out of patience.
They might run out of funds, and I won't be able to get any assistance. And it's all because of their mistake.
In a statement to us, the County Department of Business and Consumer Affairs says at our request, it reviewed both of the women's applications again. Now, Kate Alexandria's has moved on to the next step towards approval, but Lydia Medell, who you just heard from, her application has been denied. The county told her that the documentation she provided could not be verified. I did forward them additional documentation, such as her last utility bill, a doctor's bill, both of which show her listing at the destroyed apartment, but the county is not budging.
Wow.
And I have those bills here. It's been very frustrating. I just keep pushing. And, you know, they're understandably worried about fraud because we saw so much fraud during the COVID money.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes you just have to use some common sense. And, you know, I've been looking at these documents. I've had Barger's office helping me as well. And this is a big source of frustration for fire victims, fire survivors. They're like, we hear about all this money that's been raised and all this money that's going out, but how do we actually get it?
Exactly.
And there seems to be kind of a disconnect between where the money is and how people are actually getting that money.
Right.
And then, of course, now they have to find new places to rent. Lydia's rent was $1,300.
Right.
There's no
And you
way
can't
she
find
will
that
find an
again.
apartment at that rate. So
She's on
now
a
she
fixed
has to
income.
come up on a fixed income, come up with more money. And of course, she had no renter's insurance, so she has to buy all those new things, bedding, couch, TV, that sort of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's a real struggle. It's a real struggle. The first
Absolutely.
trauma was the fire, and now you have the trauma that people are experiencing in the rebuild process.
Well, I know with Christine on her side, something's going to change.
Well, I'm going
so
to keep
us
at it. You know, I'm
updated.
hoping that we can turn that because
Yeah,
I
I
do
hope
feel
so, too.
confident that she is not a fraudster. So
Yeah, I hope
Appreciate
that you
that.
have a positive update on this soon. Christine, thank you.
Yep.
KCAL News is committed to being there every step of the way in this rebuilding process. So if you have a question, a news tip, or a story idea, you can share it with us by scanning the QR code or sending us a message on kcalnews.com/tips.